Hello, Quad Citizens. I'm Khalil Hacker, and this is Local Business Spotlight. I wanted to do this at the end of the video originally, but I think it's more important that I do this sooner rather than later. Typically, when there's bad in the world or some kind of disaster happening, I try to be the comedic relief or the distraction from the bad things. But with what's currently going on, there's no distraction from this. Keeping silent on current matters is borderline irresponsible, and this is my outlet to vocalize. From a young age, we're told stories of good guys and bad guys, but that concept gets a little muddled when those who are in positions that we're taught to trust end up being some of the worst villains of all. When an innocent man is killed by a man who has the position of the supposed good guys, that's when we need to start shaking some trees. We might feel helpless in times like these. I mean, I'm just some Mexican kid in Iowa, but I still have a voice, and so do you. Make sure that you're using it in any way that you can. Really, all I wanted to say was know who the good guys are, and if you want to be one, do everything within your power to fight the forces of evil. In the words of Leia Organa, hope is like the sun. If you only believe in it when you see it, you'll never make it through the night. Just know that this video isn't made as a distraction from the things going on, just a spotlight on something I care about. So let's hang out for a few minutes in this safe space and talk about a business that means the world to me. Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse. As you might know, this is a show where I talk about businesses that are close to my heart, and there's not one closer than Circa. If you're not familiar, Circa 21 Dinner Playhouse is a live dinner theater in Rock Island. It's been bringing the Quad Cities great food and live performances for about 43 years now. Yeah, this one's gonna get real personal real quick, so hold on to your butts and let's get sappy. Local Business Spotlight theme song.
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
All the way back to the summer of 2014. I was close to ending my junior year of high school, and I was spending a lot of time in my school's theater because I wanted to be doing anything that wasn't regular schoolwork. There was one day while I was sitting in the theater when the theater instructor received an email from Circa 21 saying they were looking for bussers. So he casually asked me if I wanted to do it, and I shrugged and said yeah, I would. So he sent them an email saying I'll go pick up an app and turn it in. So I picked up my application, and I was planning to turn it in on my very last day of school so I wouldn't have any schoolwork to worry about and they could hire me and I could just work carefree. But also on the last day of school, I tried to jump on a trampoline for the very first time in my life, and because I'm who I am, I fractured my ankle on the first freaking jump. And I was out of commission for a couple weeks. So I thought best not to turn in the app as not to get hired while being injured. So a few weeks pass and I end up receiving a call from Circa saying that they're still looking for a busser, and my theater instructor gave them my phone number. And because I was a high school kid, I didn't even think about my ankle, just thought about the money. So I said, yeah, I'll come in for an interview, and I came into Circa 21. The interview was upstairs, and I limped my happy ass up to the interview and got the job right there on the spot. Sure, the first few weeks of bussing with a fractured ankle was not ideal, but you know, money. I was a high school kid, I didn't really care. I just fought through the pain and made my tips. I was having a hot girl summer. I was on break, making money, it was great. Time went on, I went back to school, and I was shifted from busing to lobby hosting because they liked the way I handled people. More time went on, and the same theater instructor that got me the job received another email. This email said that they were desperately looking for another spotlight for their upcoming production of Les Mis. He told them, well, you've already got Khalil on staff. He runs Spotlight for me all the time. Why don't you just have him do it? They approached me. I accepted the job, never really having ever touched a spotlight in my entire life. I don't know if he didn't know that or if he lied for me, but either way I wung it, and here I am 5 years later, still just kinda winging it. Within that 5 years though, I felt like I had found where I was really supposed to be, and I was in one of the most supportive environments I had ever been in. My favorite thing about Circa 21 is the immense sense of family between everyone on staff.
I don't have friends. I got
Family. Some of the friendships that I've made through Circa have created bonds that are just as strong as bonds that I've made with blood relatives. Between the bootleggers, bussers, kitchen, and management, it's really a strong group of like-minded people, all with the same goal of entertaining people. It's also an environment that strongly encourages growth and development. When I started there, I was just picking up plates, but now I've kind of literally lost track of how many jobs I've had in that one building, all because they were able to support and trust me to try other areas of their business.
That's what you want?
I went from being a busser to them buying me Christmas-themed suits, which is something I oftentimes joke about with friends and family. But wearing that thing is seriously one of the greatest feelings. The second people walk into the theater and see this scruffy kid wearing a ridiculous outfit, they can't help but at least smile. People would laugh and feel much more comfortable just walking up and talking to me, which could be a blessing and a curse at times. But complete strangers have come up to me and made me part of their family photos. I'm now part of so many people's holiday memories, and that is such an overwhelmingly heartwarming feeling, and I never would have gotten that had it not been for Circa. Sure, if you ask anyone who works at Circa or just entertainment in general, they're gonna tell you that the holidays are the craziest, most stressful times of probably their entire lives. But we wouldn't do it if we didn't love it, and it's always worth it. Speaking of challenges, Circa 21 has given me some of the most difficult yet most rewarding challenges I've ever experienced. So last Christmas, Circa was doing a retelling of Christmas Carol in the children's production of Mr. Scrooge. The director of that show was Quad City celebrity Tom Walljasper, and he had this crazy ass idea to have the ghosts projected on a screen and have the actors interact with the ghosts that aren't actually on stage. It was a wild and insane idea, and for some reason, Tom trusted me to film it and edit it.
And action.
So, you know, it's a theater production. It was a huge, huge crunch time. But Tom, the director, and Denny, the producer, both trusted me with this project, and it was seriously one of the hardest things I'd ever done. Me and the esteemed Brett Churchill figured it out together, and we got that freaking thing up on the screen, and watching an actor actually perform with something of mine on a screen was seriously one of the most rewarding experiences I'd ever had in my life. It might not have been much, but I mean, that is technically the first thing that I'd ever filmed that's on a big screen, and full theaters of people saw it. Like, that's insane to me. I was running around doing regular Circa things after a show one day, and a kid came up to tell me their favorite part in the show, and they told me their favorite part was seeing the ghost on the screen, and that right there is in like top 5 achievements of all time. One of the hardest things I'd ever done, but seriously the most rewarding. So thank you to everybody who was able to make that happen. Tom Walljasper, the director, Denny Hitchcock, and Brad Hoskins for acting the hell out of that. Because this thing was just a pre-recorded video, and Brad really made it come alive. It wouldn't have had any life without him. At the end of the day, Circa 21 is a business that cares most about getting people in the area the best entertainment that they possibly can. This business has been running for 43 years, so there's definitely rhyme in their reason. Not only do they care about their patrons and making sure that they get to see the best shows and eat the best foods, but they also look out for their employees as well. They've been more than helpful to me and all of my Circa friends during these
trying times.
They frequently check in with us, keep us updated on what they can, and making sure we're doing all right, and helping us fill out any paperwork we need to make sure we're compensated during all this. So if you, the viewer, could support them in any way you can. It would be greatly appreciated. Their site is still up and open for purchasing gift certificates for shows once we're all able to healthily be together again. And if you're looking for any quarantine entertainment, check out their Facebook page. Tristan Tapscott and I have been putting together virtual cabarets featuring some of Circa's favorite performers, and it also features some clips from some of our greatest shows. I'm not gonna lie to you, Tristan is the brains behind most of that. I'm just the grubby little hands that he uses to put it together. Entertainment is important to keep us sane, and Circa 21 is one of the most unique sources of it the Quad Cities has. Well, I suppose I ought to wrap this up, so be cool to each other. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep on keeping on. I love you all. I don't know. When do I cut it? When should I cut it? Cut it right here.